All right, so in this video, we're going to learn how we add and subtract rational expressions. So we're going to start with the first one, 3x minus 1 over x plus 4 plus 2x plus 4 over x plus 4. So we're going to add, in order to add fraction, we need to have the same denominator. And we can see that we have the same denominator here. We get x plus 4 and x plus 4. So we're just going to add the numerators on the top, which is going to be 3x minus 1 plus 2x plus 4 over x plus 4, right? So we're just gonna write x plus 4 once because that's a common denominator here, right? And now we don't have any problem with the sign since we add in, so we can remove the parentheses here. We're gonna have 3x minus 1 plus 2x plus 4 over x plus 4. Right? And we're going to continue here. We have like 3x. So we can add like terms like 3x and 2x. We can combine them. And that will be 5x. That will be 5x. Right? And then we're going to combine also the negative 1 and 4. So negative 1 plus 4, that would be positive 3. That would be positive 3 over x plus 4. Right? And that's going to be the final answer. And as you can see here, we added two rational expressions with like denominator, so we don't have to find the LCD, which is the least common denominator. All right, so we have another example of adding rational expression, but in this case, it's going to be unlike denominator. So we're going to have a different denominator, 2 over x plus 3 plus 2x minus x minus 1. Or plus 2x divided by x minus 1. So we can see that we have a different denominator here. So we have a different denominator, right? And since we can see that the denominators cannot be factors, so the LCD, which is the least common denominator, will be the product of both denominators here. So LCD, so we're going to find the LCD first, which is the least common denominator, will be x plus 3 times x minus 1, right? So we can see here, so we're gonna have like the first one, like 2 over x plus 3, and to find a common denominator, we're gonna multiply by x minus 1, right? And make sure you multiply by x minus 1. So whatever we do in the denominator, we have to do the same thing on the top. With numerators, right? So we're gonna add here. We're gonna add like 2x over x minus 1. Again, to find LCD, we're gonna multiply by x plus 3, right? So we're gonna multiply by x plus 3, and make sure you multiply by x plus 3 here, right? So we just come up with LCD, which is least common denominator, right? So we're gonna write it here again. So we're gonna write it here. So here we have my new LCD, which is a common denominator here. The least common denominator is gonna be like x plus 3 times x minus 1, right? So this is the LCD, and we're gonna combine the numerators here on the top. So it's gonna be like 2. It's going to be like 2, so 2 times x minus 1 plus 2x times x plus 3, right? And we can distribute 2 with x and negative 1 and 2x with x and 3. So it's going to be here. So it's going to be 2x minus 2 plus 2x squared, because 2x times x will be 2x squared, and 2x plus 3 will be 6x here, over x plus 3 times x minus 1, right? And we can combine the top there, right? So we're gonna have like 2x squared Then we're going to combine 2x with 6x, which is 8x. So which is 8x, right? And then we're going to have left the negative 2 right there, right? Over x plus 3 times x minus 1, right? And that's going to be the final answer. That's going to be the final answer. So in this problem, we're gonna subtract rational expressions with the same denominator, with like denominator here. So we're gonna combine this one. It's gonna be like 2x minus 3. Well, minus. Since we have the same denominator here, so we're gonna subtract those both here. So minus. Make sure you have a parentheses here because you have negative sign. Over x plus 2, right? And we're going to continue here. So we're going to have like x plus 2. And we're going to remove the parentheses, like 2x minus 3. And remember, here we have like, it's like we have negative 1 here. So we're going to change the sign here. When we remove the parentheses, it's going to be like negative. It's going to be like negative x, and negative 1 times 5, that will be negative 5. That will be negative 5. So you got to pay attention when we have negative sign before parentheses, right? And now we can just like combine the like terms. So we get like 2x minus x. So we get 2x minus x will be x, right? And we get like negative 3 added to negative 5, that will be negative 8. That will be negative 8 over x plus 2. That's going to be my final answer. All right, so in this problem, we're going to subtract rational expressions with unlike denominator here. So we have two problems. We have subtraction, so make sure we need to change the sign. And also we need to find the common denominator here. So let's do this one here. We got like, first of all, we know that x squared minus 1, just, that can be factored. So we know that x squared minus 1 will be x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? And just to remind you that if you have like a squared minus b squared, that's going to be a minus b times a plus b. And of course, it will be the same thing as 1 squared. So that's how we can factor this one here. So let's do this one here. So we have like 3x. We have like 3x over x squared minus 1 will be x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? And minus, right, minus, here we have x minus 1, and here we have like x plus 2. So here we have, we need to find LCD, and we know that the first fraction, we do have like x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? And here we have x minus 1, and we don't have x plus 1, so we can just multiply by x minus plus 1, so in order to have the same denominator. And make sure you multiply by x plus 1 on the top right here, right? So now we just our LCD. So LCD, the least common denominator will be x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? So we're going to keep the same denominator here. So we're going to keep the same denominator here. So it's going to be like x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? And we're just going to combine the numerators here. It's going to be like 3x minus, right, minus x squared. Let's have brackets here because we're gonna have two parentheses there. So x plus 2 times x plus 1, right? And I need to solve inside the bracket there, right? So I need to solve inside the bracket. So it's gonna be 3x minus, and here we can use FOIL, right? Like x, like x times x, first, outer, inner, and last, right? It's going to be like x squared. So it's going to be like x squared, x times 1 will be positive x, and 2 times x will be 2x, and 2 times 1, that will be 2, right? Over x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? So we're going to continue here. We're going to have 3x minus, and we're going to solve inside the bracket. We get x squared. We're going to combine x plus 2x will be 3x. Will be 3x plus 2, right? And that will be x minus 1 times x plus 1. Now we're going to remove the parentheses, and we have a sign here. It's like we have negative 1. So make sure we're going to change the sign, right? So we're going to have like 3x minus x squared, and negative 1 times 3, that will be negative 3x, negative 3x. All right, so again, negative 1 times 3x will be negative 3x, and negative 1 times 2, that will be minus 2. That would be negative 2, right? That would be negative 2 over x minus 1 times x plus 1. And the last step here, we're just going to combine, like terms. We're going to have negative x squared. So this is gone right here. And we can just like combine 3x with negative 3x. Those are the opposites. That would be 0. And here we have minus 2 over x minus 1 times x plus 2. Well, we can continue one more step here. We can factor by negative 1 here. So we can just like factor by negative 1. So that would be like negative x squared plus 2 over x minus 1 times x plus 1. And this is going to be the final answer. Also, you can use this one as your final answer. So both of them are correct.